Hi, Mark. Can you talk to me about the Matter initiative and its progress so far?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Matter initiative is really interesting. It's absolutely critical to the growth of the smart home. Personally, I've been a bit disappointed, not so much in its rollout, but in the fact that it still has very little awareness with average consumers. If you walked into the average Best Buy, they probably wouldn't have any clue of what Matter is, but it's absolutely needed. And anybody who has disparate devices in the home, most people have 15, 20, 25 smart home devices. And, you know, I pray to God every night that I could have a capability that allows me not to have to remember the wake word, you know, so it's absolutely needed, but it's not, I don't think it's getting the awareness level it needs. It will over time, but the smart home space has jumped on it. It's got the membership is very strong, got lots and lots of partner traction with it, but getting the word out to the general public has been a bit of a challenge.
Well, wait a minute. Maybe we should back up.
Yeah.
I mean, Google is one of my other participants. There's others. Big,
Amazon, Apple, they have all the big
companies. I mean, maybe you could just do a quick definition of what the Matter.
So the Matter Smart Home Initiative is a capability. It was a standard that's created by the Connectivity Standards Alliance, the CSA, which is a third-party, not-profit company. And they were able to get all the right smart home players. You just listed a few of them in a room. And the whole idea is to be able to come up with a capability that if you design your product and you support this standard, you don't have to remember to a specific wake word to use Google Assistant or Amazon Alexa. It's independent of that. It just if the device is compatible with the standard, it will work with any with a wake word that is common throughout the entire home.
Are you saying it's easier? I don't have to have a password for every device, or is it?
No, you still need to have a password. It's that activation word. When you're at home at night, you don't have to remember. Alexa, turn on the lights. Hey Siri, turn on the stereo. In theory, and the theory is actually not theory anymore, it actually does work. You don't have to remember that wake word. If your product works with this standard, it's pretty much agnostic to whatever the standard is, to whatever the wake word is.
So it'll be, hey, what's your name? Turn on the light.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
And the other thing about Matter that's really important that very few people get is the Matter standard requires a certain level of baseline security, which we all need in a smart home. And if your device works with the Matter standard, you'll have a baseline of security capability that, again, if the product did not include it, you will now have another level of protection.
So what are the biggest challenges facing Matter right now?
I think it's word of mouth. Word of mouth is one thing.
Okay, you mentioned.
You know, I think the manufacturers have to do a much better job of getting on the bandwagon and working with retailers, which where most people still go, frankly, to learn about the smart home. Best Buy being the big kahuna in that space. I think that the manufacturers, and it's really the manufacturers, it's not so much the CSA. The manufacturers have to devote more resources and more dollars to advertising, promotional mechanisms, really trying to educate the public, frankly, on what the Matter standard's all about. Because as you know, the smart home still pretty much is the province of people who are geeks, people who are into technology.
Geeks, I've never heard of it.
You know, there's not any geeks here since there's Converge. In fact, there are zero of them. But it's important because you want to make the category mainstream. You want to be able to get a smart lock for your mom. Maybe you'll have to install the smart lock for your mom, but you don't want to spend a lot of training time, you know, getting to be able to use it. And I think that the intent of Matter is absolutely critical. It's just not getting as much awareness traction as I think it needs to.
So switching gears, Smart Home 1.0 and 2.0, I mean, what is the difference, or I mean, can you talk about it?
Yeah, it's my nomenclature. I call Smart Home 1.0 usage models that we're kind of in right now, which basically, if you want to do a specific action, Alexa, turn on the lights, it'll do it. Alexa, turn on the thermostat. Alexa, set the thermostat to 73. For most people, that's rocket science if you can do something like that. 2.0 usage models are much more AI-based, condition-based, where a number of different sequences and things happen without you having to intervene. For example, a good example would be I'm coming home at night. The smart home knows that I have an NFC chip in my phone. It opens the garage automatically. It turns the lights on. It might crank up some Frank Sinatra music in the living room. It already knows that it's 95 degrees out, so let's turn on the AC to 75. And all those things happen simultaneously without you intervening. And now that can be done right now, but it requires quite a bit of a higher degree of complexity that I really think is really necessary that the mainstream user would want to be able to accept. But that's what I really mean by being able to string a number of different...
That would be 2.0.
Yes.
And that would be the hopes of future.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, there's something around now called it's called... I forget. I'm blanking out about this. Yeah, it's kind of a programming language that most people, if they spent a lot of time on, could get all these devices to work together in a sequence of actions. But unfortunately, it's beyond the capability of most mainstream consumers.
So last question, and we got to stop. In a quick sentence, what's the business opportunity for the smartphone in terms of sense?
Oh, I think the big opportunity is really with things like power savings, being able to moderate your electricity usage footprint in the home. In businesses, for example, I mean, what's extraordinary about Sensors Converge, it really gives you a really good understanding of the very unique sensors that have to be designed for different types of products. But at a broad level, I think energy savings is a humongous opportunity for not only for saving money, but reducing costs, doing all the right green footprint things, sustainability things that we all care about. So to me, that's the big opportunity. And obviously, there's opportunities around home security, home protection that a lot of these sensors play a role with. Whether it's smart cameras, whether it's Wi-Fi sensing, the ability to sense when there's occupants in the home without compromising your confidentiality. Some people don't want to put cameras in their home. But I really think that if I had to list one, it would be the energy savings opportunity.
That's interesting. Well, it's a good place to stop. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Red. Appreciate it. Thank you.